Are you frustrated by gophers, moles, and voles digging tunnels and mounds everywhere in your garden? Well, I'm Christy Wilhelmi from Gardenerd, and today I'm going to do a review of a gopher trap that works in an almost hands-off way. Let's get started. And just a fair warning for the squeamish among us, I'm not going to show you any dead bodies in this video. We're here in my community garden where gophers have absolutely ravaged my garden this season. It was quiet for a really long time and I thought I might get away without any gopher attacks. But then, boom, suddenly while I was gone for a week, they showed up. You can see there are mounds of soil absolutely everywhere, and my beans have been affected by this. The critters will sometimes just chew the roots and leave the rest of the thing hanging, and I can see that my beans are going to die from this. And that honestly pisses me off. For years, I've been reluctant to set gopher traps on my own. I always had someone else do the dirty work for me, so to speak, because the idea of having to get the trap back did not work for me. So I ended up getting something that I have found works really, really well, and it is almost completely hands-off. And that is called the Gopher Hawk. And it's this plunger type spring-loaded trap that means you don't actually have to excavate the body in order to get your trap back. Let me show you how to do this. Now, the thing about the Gopher Hawk is it has a spring, right? And it loads the trap. I have to push it against myself. And it loads like this. And this part right here has a trigger that, when hit by the head of a gopher or a mole or a vole, will trigger the spring and retract. And it's that percussive action that kills the animal. Gopher Hawk did not pay me to talk about this. They don't even have an affiliate program. What I'm sharing with you today is just pure love and the fact that it works. So the thing comes with two pieces. It's the trap itself and then this right here. And this is how you dig the hole, but it also has a probe. And the probe, honestly, this is probably sufficient if you have clay soil. But in sandy soil, when you stick this in the ground looking for a tunnel, it basically makes you feel like you've found a tunnel everywhere you go. So you need something thicker than that in sandy soil for more resistance. And so what I have found works is rebar. You don't have to have coated rebar. This one just happens to be coated. When you stick this in the ground, you'll feel resistance at first. And then what you want to feel is a big thunk where the rebar suddenly drops another 8 inches and then hits the soil, firm soil below. That is what you're looking for. Let's talk a little bit about finding tunnels, because honestly, that can be the hardest part, especially in sandy soil where hunting for tunnels will make them collapse. Not fun. Gophers like to run along retaining walls. So if you see a mound in a corner, go close to a retaining wall about 8 to 10 inches away from that mound, because they've pushed all the soil from the tunnel into that mound, and you'll be able to find that tunnel usually in its perimeter about 10 inches away from that mound. And along retaining walls is a better place to look. You're going to push down and look for that thunk, and when you find it, you're ready to set a trap. So I'm going to take my probe / hole digger here, and I'm going to push it down, just wiggle it. Ooh, wow, that went in deep. You know you've got a tunnel when. And now I'm ready to set the trap. I've slid the trap into the hole and I have set it, so you can see there's no yellow here. And I'm just going to heel up the soil around the trap to hide any sunlight from the tunnel. It's the next day and we've got yellow, which means this trap has been triggered. Now, in order to tell whether you actually caught something, you can dig it out and look for, evidence. But also, one of the things you can look for is an ant trail. You see these guys here? They are indicating to me that they might be working on a body down below. So we're pretty sure that we've caught something here. To get the trap back and to release any catch back down into the hole, which you want to do because it sends a message to other gophers. The smell of death everywhere sends a message. Trust me on this. You want to excavate the tunnel a little bit, back and forth, scoop out, and then check to see if you've got something, which I do see. I'm not going to show you, but I do see that there is something in this trap. So you want to reset it by pushing the plunger back down there, and then release the contents. And that is how you do gopher trapping without having to touch anything. It's pretty awesome. And then just bury it back in there and go on about your business. One last quick thing about the gopher hawk that I have found in my review of it is that it is actually very effective for the smaller animals. If we have youngins running around in here, we catch them almost every single time we set a trap. The bigger animals don't really fit their heads inside here, so we don't really get those. Those we leave for the bigger gopher trappers, the gopher mafia here at the community garden. All right, garden nerds, we've had a successful gopher hunting day today. To learn more about all kinds of pest control, including gophers, check out my online course, Creating a Healthy Garden. You can also find my other online course, all of my books, and everything you want to know about gardening at gardenerd.com. Consider becoming a Patreon subscriber to support all the free stuff we do here at Gardenerd. Patreon supporters gain access to behind-the-scenes goodies and monthly hangouts with me. Happy gardening.